Hello everybody, welcome back, and I'm TheChornick, and today, ladies and gentlemen, yes, Serena, my dudes, this episode was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it was actually pretty freaking good. What I thought was going to happen, kinda is how they handled it, because with Serena and Ash, they only had them interact at the very end of the episode, and for the most part, yeah, Wallace was holding Ash back from going to that contest, throughout the entire thing. So it was primarily a Serena and Koharu or Chloe episode, right? But every character, in my opinion, even Wallace, even though he was being an absolute menace and holding Ash back from potentially seeing Serena earlier, I think everything was handled amazingly. Like, I love the way Wallace was behaving, the way Ash was in this episode. I love how Ash was, like, ready to go to the contest, but, like, and he kept trying to run off, but, like, Wallace was, like, holding him back, and, like, but the moment Wallace brought up that he wanted to battle, like, Ash was like, oh, okay, and so, like, that changed Ash's, attitude. But then Go, I mean, I even saw some Koharu and Go shipping moments in this, too, a little bit. I mean, a little embarrassing phone call, like, from Koharu's standpoint. Koharu, you know, was embarrassed that her boyfriend was calling her, you know what I'm saying, in front of Serena over on that bench, you know what I'm saying? But, like, Go really wanted to see her contest, right? He saw her up on the screen, and they're like, yeah, we're going to see this girl now. And he was, like, so upset that Ash was getting distracted by Wallace. I sat there, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're doing this to us. Like, they are having him not see Serena earlier. They're gonna have him completely miss on seeing Serena because of freaking Wallace. But Wallace was freaking hilarious, though, like holding Ash back and everything. After Ash beats him in off-screen land, pretty much, he gives him a badge, and then he gives him his, like, little champion cloak that he has. So, I mean, technically, if Wallace is champion level, then did Ash just technically beat 2 region champions this season? Dang, dude. As much crap as I would give to Journeys, especially with some of the returns, dude, I mean, Ash's accomplishments are skyrocketing this season, and all these, like, returns, like, all these characters coming back, like, it's the 25th anniversary, and that's why I think they're doing it. It's not necessarily that I think they're doing it because of, you know, this might be Ash's, the end, right, of Ash, but I think they're mainly doing it because, you know, 25th anniversary, so that's probably the main reason. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the Serena stuff, okay? I thought she was only going to have a small part in this episode, but then she had a great, amazing part. She has matured greatly. She's like, like, you could tell that she's like a vet at this point. Like, she's not this timid, you know, just beginning on contests and performances. No, she was given advice and stuff to Koharu. Some of it was callbacks to what Ash told her back in X and Y, with how she needs to just shoot her shot and try it out. Even if she fails, at least she comes out with something. Like, that was said to her when she was wearing her pajamas out on the stairs back in X and Y. She didn't really know what she wanted to do with her journey, and Koharu, that's the same situation. So she was able to relate to Koharu a lot more. And so, like, that was actually really good progression and development, and it actually fits pretty well with Koharu, to be honest. Like, with what happened with Serena at the end of X and Y, she told Ash that she was going to see him again. When she does, that she will be a much more beautiful woman, pretty much. And in the magazine promoting this episode, it stated that she has matured a lot since the last time they saw each other, and that she's become a proper and reliable lady. That's a kind of connection back to what she said at the end of X and Y. Maybe she's ready. Maybe this is the end. Ash also said, the last thing he said to her in this episode was that, I'll see you again. And she said, thank you. Which were, again, the last 2 things that they said in X and Y, which is a nice reference. I feel like I'm going to be jumping all over the place with this episode, because honestly, I think it was really good. From Wallace to Ash to Go to Serena. I think Serena was handled very well. It's what I expected them to, given the fact that I was so worried, like, how are they going to handle it? If they do have her meet Ash, it's going to probably be a really, really brief moment. We're not going to see it or something along those lines. And that's kind of what they did with the ending. And then even Koharu, like, proud of her, of course. Don't know exactly what she's gonna do in the future. Serena, apparently, even Licia, whatever her name is, the other performer, apparently she wants Serena to come with her on some sort of journey and go be an idol group. So maybe we'll see some special with them off somewhere, or maybe that's just telling us the next step in her adventure, potentially, anyway. So I think she was handled very, very well in this episode. But all of them, honestly, I really enjoyed this episode, and it really hit me in the feels, especially towards the end. And I was like, wow, they're really gonna have her walk away without seeing him. And even earlier in this episode, they teased us by having, like, Ash scream over the phone to Koharu. And we all thought that maybe Serena would hear him, you know, because of how loud he is, and maybe because we could hear him from the angle that we were looking at the two of them, right? So maybe she would be able to hear his voice. But in the last final seconds of this episode, they did see each other again. They looked so happy seeing each other, and like, I was so worried. I was so scared, like, oh my god, what are they gonna do? Getting hyped. I'm like, let's go! Like, when I heard their voices, you know, off in the distance, rushing towards Koharu on the boat, and I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna see each other. Like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? But they were like smiling at each other and telling each other their goals and their future, and telling each other to do their best and be, you know, they were motivating each other. Go and Koharu asked him, really, like if they knew each other, and Ash was like, yeah, we used to travel together. And of course, the boat had to go. The ship was sailing, which I think is actually a pretty nice indicator that, I mean, this ship is sailing, you know what I mean? Like, the more shipping is sailing. From a more shipping standpoint, you probably would have wished for maybe a little bit more. But from, honestly, even though I'm a more shipper, I think this was a good 10 out of 10 episode. There were so many things visually to look at, too. Not just from them looking at each other and the moments and interactions between them, but all the characters, and even at the end there was like that green light, which was a really weird visual. I heard it had something to do with dreams. And, you know, and as Ash was like departing, Serena stayed there for a long time just kind of looking at that. And I felt so happy, but so sad at the same time. Like, I just want them to be together, you know what I mean? Like, they deserve happiness. I know they already have happiness, but like, can they not have happiness together, ladies and gentlemen? But Sylveon, she could feel what Serena was feeling, because Sylveon is a Pokemon that kind of has like an aura like Lucario, where she could sense, you know, its trainer's feelings and all that. And as Serena was just kind of looking out over the ocean, Sylveon looked like she was, you know, worried about Serena. She was looking up at her, and when the camera panned up, that we would see something, but she was just smiling. And like that ending, man, I miss her already, dude. But well done, writers. This is what I expected would happen. This is how I think would have, like, was kind of like the safest way to handle it. I'm still surprised that they didn't put her in any sort of marketing, not an opening or anything like that. Maybe she'll be coming back at the very end to see Ash fight in the Grand Championships, the Elite Eight, because she did hear him say that. I mean, he did tell her, you know, he was competing in it, and then she kind of told him back that, hey, oh, if you're gonna do that and become the best at what you do, I'm gonna become the best at contests, basically. I'm gonna be the best performer. I think she said best performer. And that's also another reference to what she said before, where she said that he is her goal and that she wants to be like him. So if he's gonna be the best at something, she's gonna be the best at something, pretty much. Also, her Pokemon, her team, there was still a Pancham, which was cool to see, and with the glasses and everything. There was cool flashbacks, too, of her Pokemon when they were, I guess, younger, you could say. But the Delphox, bro, Braixen has evolved. So that's a change. But, bruh, I think they did Serena right. I think they did all the characters in this episode right. The fact that Wallace was even jealous of the fact that Ash didn't remember him but remembered Steven, like, that was so funny. Like, if you get the reference from, like, the games and stuff. There's just so much I could say about this episode. I keep jumping from left and right, like, with all my thoughts and emotions about this. But, like, I miss X and Y already. Like, we have Greninja coming up. I miss Serena already, dude. Just watching, like, right when the episode ended, I'm like, no! Come back! You know what I mean? Like, come back, just... Oh, no. Like, I miss her even more, and it's like, come on. Her design was fantastic. Her outfit for the contest was fantastic, too. That was a pretty nice outfit. She gave Koharu one. So it's possible Koharu's gonna be in performances. Although, to be honest with you, I think Koharu... I feel like every companion that aren't in the games, per se, or not, like, a protagonist in the games, they're just, like, side characters in games, right? All the ones that are protagonists or from anime related, they all become just performers or contest people, right? So if you're a protagonist in the game or you're not, you know, in the games at all, then, you know, you're doomed to doing like the same similar thing as the rest of the girls. But if you are in the games and you're a side character, then you're doing different stuff. But so that's why I'm kind of hoping that, yeah, I mean, she's getting all this inspiration, but could she be something different? You know what I mean? Like, why just resort to Pokemon performances? We'll see what happens with Koharu. But this was a great episode. I miss Serena already, dude. They was so happy. I was so happy. I wanted them to talk for longer. I knew, like, in my head, I was like, you know, I want them to at least see each other, and they did. But now, like, my heart wants more. I want to see more. But just look at that ending, man. You could pick apart so many things, and even this episode, I think, was 105, which back in X and Y episode 105, that's when her Eevee evolved, and of course, Koharu's Eevee was like the main focus, the main, you know, contest performer in this one. So that's yet another connection. There's so many more that I'm probably forgetting about to say because I'm just rambling on and on, jumping at everything that I caught. But ladies and gentlemen, I love this episode. I love Serena. Got it. Come back. Yeah, but like now that we see them again together, it's like it's just a different feeling now. Like you just feel all happy inside. Like, you know, like they just exist, and you're like, ah, more shipping. You know what I mean? Like, whenever they just look at each other, or they just say something, they do anything, and it's just like, ah, more shipping. But anyway, guys, post in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings of this episode. I can't believe we got Serena back, man. Thanks for watching, guys. I love your faces. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one. I want to see her again. Good lord. Anyway, peace off. Thank you very much. Remember, the director of the anime, the writer, he said that he wrote that episode where she left in a way to indicate that they would be together in the future. But we want to see it now, god dang it.